What up, guys? That Comic Awesome here, doing another review, doing The Flash 44, and this wraps up the Perfect Storm story arc, and this also kind of wraps up a lot of the main story arcs that have been going on since probably issue 26 or so, when Negative Flash was introduced. Really good book. Has a lot of heart. I've said it once, I'll say it a million more times. Joshua Williamson's run on The Flash, if you want a really good classic feeling comic, hero versus villain, hero dealing with himself, going through like the trials and tribulations of that, this is the book. This is the book. You don't want any of that extra added, like, you know, politics or anything like that. This is that book. This is a feel-good, you know, not always feel good, but like you can read it. It's entertaining. It feels like a great book. So far in the Perfect Storm, Grodd has returned. He has an illness that can only be cured by the Speed Force. At the end of the I think first two issues, the Speed Force is taken from Flash kind of through his own hubris. He tries to get it back, but then falls into Grodd's trap, pretty much giving Grodd the Speed Force himself, and allowing him to control all of the other kind of the Flash family, Wally, Kid Flash, Wally, Avery, and Mina. I'm sorry, not Mina, Godspeed. All of them were under Grodd's control. They ended up breaking free. Flash and everyone else kind of turned the tables on Grodd and really started putting it to him. What I liked about the last issue, Barry kind of gave Grodd a choice, because Grodd said he was only doing this to cure himself. That he only wanted the Speed Force to kill him, or to cure himself, and to like make the universe better or whatever. So Barry's like, fine, you know, we can make that happen. So Barry uses the Speed Force and cures Grodd. But in that, Grodd's like, no, I'm still going to destroy you. I'm your enemy. I'm going to take you out. And that's kind of where we pick up in this. And this is, again, a great ending. A lot of good conclusions. There is one part that I will show. I wouldn't say it's spoily, but it kind of does end one of the storyline. But there are two things that irritate me about it. It's a little convenient, and there's an editor box that makes me mad a little bit, because it's a spoiler in itself. So, yeah, let's kind of get in. So you have Flash really kind of putting it to Grodd. And while the story's going on, you get this this letter from Barry to Iris, and it's pretty much like it's a love letter of who he really is, who he is with the Speed Force, who he is without the Speed Force. It's really touching and really well written. So meanwhile, while Flash is taking out Grodd, all the other team is kind of doing their own thing. Trying to destroy the lightning rod that has frozen Central City and is slowly destroying it. Meanwhile, Kid Flash and Avery are getting the remaining people out of it, and Wally is looking for Iris. And what I like is, as this is kind of like going on, you see Grodd kind of smash Barry, and he literally just like pounds him. And this is where Barry kind of turns the tables on Grodd. He's like, look, our psychic connection was so, you were in my head making me see things and do things that like I couldn't control. He's like, I figured I could push back against that. So he pretty much like tricked Grodd into thinking that he was beaten to a pulp, and kind of just sneaks him and, Flash punches him a bunch. Meanwhile, this was the part, again, a little bit of a spoiler alert, I'm sorry. Guerrilla guards from Gorilla City come, like, right as pretty much Barry has defeated Grodd. He has him kind of, pretty much, you know, not dead to rights, but hasn't beat. You know, Grodd's still not giving up. But then these guerrilla guards come, and they're like, whoa, Flash, we got it from here. You know, he's a gorilla. We're gorilla guys. We're going to take him back to Gorilla City where he can, like, you know, kind of pay for his crimes, you know, from us. He doesn't, you know, he doesn't deserve to be punished at, you know, human hands or whatever. So to me, this is a little convenient. I get it. He's a major villain. You can't really have, you know, Flash win against him because, you know, if a villain dies, then they're dead until, you know, magic or whatever brings them back. But, you know, having these guards kind of come in and, like, take care of it, it irritated me a little. Not, like, irritated, but I was just like, I was like, come on, you give me a little more satisfying. The second part of this is this panel down here. You know, one, I loved this. Barry's just like, damn apes. But they say, you know, so the Gorilla Guards are like, you won't have to worry about Grodd again, ever again. You're like, okay. And there's a little asterisk. And then you get this, you know, editor's box down here, and it says, go read damage number 5, see where Grodd turns up next. Damage 4 hasn't even come out yet. You know, and you're already pimping 5. I'm gonna read it, 1, so, but, like, this already lets me know now that, like, that book has something to do with Grodd in it. Like, if you have an editor's box of a book that hasn't even come out yet, just leave it out. Like, what do, you know, take the asterisk out and just put, you'll never hear from Grodd again, ... You know, why do I need this little spoiler in here? Again, I'm nitpicking. So then you have the Flash family, and this is the other part I really didn't understand. So like a negative Speed Force storm is now growing. It's engulfed pretty much all of Central City and is growing. The only way to contain it is if the Flash family runs around it. The issue is that if they do, they may lose their powers because, again, the negative Speed Force and the positive Speed Force would negate them. Here's my issue with that. Mina has the negative Speed Force within her, so it shouldn't affect her. And if anything, her running with the rest of the Flash family would only empower the storm. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'll go back and read one of the last couple issues if she lost it and is only using the regular Speed Force. But I'm pretty sure she has the negative Speed Force. So if she's with them, she's only kind of holding them back. There is, you know, Barry kind of does the Barry thing where he's like, look, you guys get out of the city. If somebody's going to lose their powers, it's going to be me. I've already lost them once. I did a selfish thing to get them back. I need to, if I lose them again, so be it. You know, that's it. And of course, they're all like, look, you know, you're doing that, you know, that thing again. You know, we're going to help you. There's a little bit of a mystery into the end of what happens to one of the characters. And the end of that love note, which is very sweet. And the hint of kind of the future story arc. And literally future. Somebody from the 25th century who apparently knows more about Flash than Ebert Thawne is now setting his sights on Barry. And so he seems to be kind of ramping up to be a new, really good foe. So we'll see where kind of that takes in the next story arc. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think issue 55 may kick off Flash Wars. Fingers crossed if it does, that would be really awesome. I think that would be, because let's see, 2 weeks, I think it's in May. It's either 45 or 46. Either way, I can't wait for that story arc and event to happen. But yeah, definitely read this series. It's good, 100% good. I love it. So subscribe over here, watch some more videos, hit me up in the comments, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you next time.